Hello everyone, I'm Varsha and you are watching the series of success stories brought to you by Indian Achievers Forum. So as you all know, the main focus of our series is to make you all know about the experience and achievements of our prominent guest. So in the same sequence today, we have with us Mr. Avnish Kumar, who is the founder and CEO of Live and Sense Technology Private Limited. But before we actually move ahead in the conversation with him, let's have a look at a very small video which will tell you about what we actually do.
Indian Achievers Forum is driven by a full-fledged advisory board. The board consists of experienced personalities who have excelled in their respective careers. Together, the forum organizes conferences, events, workshops, exhibitions, trade shows, and B2B initiatives in India as well as abroad. Where there is passion, there is achievement. And where there is achievement, there is Indian Achievers Forum.
Hi, Mr. Avnish, how are you?
I'm doing fine, Versa. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, sir. Thank you so very much. Okay, so before moving ahead in the series, please tell us something about you and your profession, sir.
Sure. So yeah, I've been an IT professional and working in this IT industry almost for 25 years. Started my career with Motorola and worked in Wipro for quite a long time before I had stint in Tech Mahindra, HCL, and various companies. And that's after almost 25 years, I decided to jump into this startup because I felt I'm missing something and I need to do something for the country, for the people, and jump into the innovation bandwagon. And that's pretty much is where I got into the idea of Live Sense. And fortunately, the way it started off, it was in a cafe coffee day where I sat with some of my friends one day and we are discussing that what we should do next. And the next was like, okay, we should do something very innovative that can touch the lives of the people, that can impact the country, that can impact us and take us into the innovation journey of the productization of manufacturing sector. And that's where we came up with the idea, and the Live and Sense was born. The whole the name itself is all about came from a lot of deliberation that day, and it was all about living intelligence in machines. And that's what is the whole objective of our company is all about, that how we can make the machines act, think like human beings. And before human beings can start getting into touch with machine can tell them that it is safe to operate or execute an operation with the machine or not, because that's what the whole idea is. We want to make the machines as intelligent as possible. That's what Live and Sense is all about.
Okay, amazing. Okay, so Mr. Avnish, it's like I'm sure it's not easy to start and then succeed as an entrepreneur. So, what sort of challenges you have faced while moving ahead in the business?
Quite many challenges. The first very foremost challenge comes that we come all from middle class people, and definitely funding is one of the key challenges, specifically in India, doing a startup, specifically a technology or product startup. The key challenge is the funding. Very difficult to get funding here. Specifically, it's not easy. And B2C market, it is still possible to get. B2B, specifically what we are in, not easy. So we have to really put our life savings and take a risk to make this company successful. That's the first challenge. The second challenge is getting the customer, because customer is also not easy to get when you're starting new with an idea, because the trust is very important. So the first few customers and the partners who aligned with us, is all because they believed in us, they trusted us, and that's how our journey began. But these are the two key factors. And the first project is also very important, because when you do something, it is important that we make it successful. When it's successful, it is taking to the productization stage. And that is something is not an easy, because when you're starting, you will have challenges. There will be issues with the product. It is not going to work as expected. So yeah, this is all the challenges of the which we went through the first year. Yeah, definitely the challenges made us, I would say, more stronger. Learn from mistakes. That's what I will put it across. And that is what we're driving. So we learned into that. Okay, every mistake we have to learn and move on. So persistence is the key here in any startup success.
Amazing, sir. Okay, so moving ahead, talking about future goals of your company, how does it look like? I mean, what are your future plans for LivNSense Technologies?
So we have taken two simple goals about the company. The product, the philosophy is based on two initiatives. One is making the machines smarter, getting into predictive, prescriptive, and analytics, which can help industries move to the more intelligent operations. Machines and the entire factory can be automated to the extent where the data speaks about the operations and the data speaks about what is going wrong in a specific process or a specific function or the operations of a machine. That's what we are working on, and we are all about it, collecting the data from the various machines, various systems, and making it more intelligent and intuitive is what one thing is this. So that is one of our key goal. Second goal is the safety, because one of my personal objective here is, which I have taken and I've been driving with full trust, is all about the safety aspect of our workers. And that's very important. It's not about the workers. In India, one of the key challenge I see is diversity is not maintained. Most of the workers are male members. Women members are not there, specifically because the kind of work it is being there today. Because if I see a welding shop or press shop, paint shop, you hardly see any women members, because of it is always has been like that historically. So I'm trying to create that how these machines can be operated as simple as you operate a television, as simple as you operate a set-top box or your mobile phone, and bring the diversity into it, make the operations safer. And that's what my goal is. If I can save the life of one worker, that is what my objective is. And so these are the two goals: the predictive analytics and predictive safety is what our product is. Recently, we even launched a product for industrial safety, which we extended for the COVID-19 safety as well. So we are always in that journey. But going forward, we are going to put more thrust on safety and industrial automation together. And we are looking at developing products in life sciences and healthcare market also, which we have not been traditionally doing it, because started mostly with automotive segment, then we got into oil and gas and chemical sector. But now I see there is an opportunity segment which are opening up in pharma, given the current situation, and as well as the healthcare segment. So we are right now trying to make an entry into this sector, and we believe whatever investment we are doing in pharma sector for Pharma 4.0 journey, that is going to give us another additional business line and probably do more innovation there as well, apart from oil and gas sector. So these are the two key sectors which we're focusing on. Yeah.
And I wish you all the very best for all these plans of yours too, sir. Okay, so moving ahead, please kindly elaborate about the products and services of your organization.
Sure. So as of now, we have under these two category, as I said, predictive analytics and predictive safety. We do have four products, two products. First product we started, I'll talk about it, was WeldSense. WeldSense, we started off with welding shop. As I said, welding is one of the way it is being managed. It is very primitive in most of the in this industry which uses welding today. They are not automated. The data is not online. There's no way you can remotely see what's going on in welding. You can't predict the quality of welding, including the consumables of the welding. So we started addressing these challenges specifically from auto manufacturing, where we got into how we can make the data to be real time, so that it can help in predicting the health and of the machines. It can predict the consumables in a real time. It can help understanding how the quality of welding is going on, and specifically even help in skills enhancement for the welders. And that's what I was talking about, that eventually I wanted, our vision has been to bring women welders also in this industry, because that digitalization can only offer that. And this is one product which is still we are targeting now from auto manufacturing to take it to the other manufacturing industry like process manufacturing. We see a great potential for this. This was our first product which we launched. And from there, we have moved on to building a complete predictive platform, which is today addressing the automation needs of the process industry. So which caters to not just machines, but it also caters to the process automation, quality, reliability, maintenance, and reliability engineering aspect of it. And this is something which we have recently launched for oil and gas industry and chemical industry. We see a lot of potential here because traditionally chemical and oil and gas industry was very fragmented. With multiple systems, we are trying to create a single source of data which can tell about their operations, it can tell about the process, it can give deeper insight, which takes today days to figure it out with, so that their operation can be much more efficient. It can improve the yield of the plant essentially, and that's what is very important. It's very important for India kind of context. This third product, which is all about the safety product, which we are launching recently, and we got an award from Niti Aayog and Aegis Graham Bell early this year for that. That is called Vicus. Vicus actually is in Hindi word, though we have started calling it Vicus from an American context perspective. It is Vikas, and I believe this is the true Vikas which Narendra Modi, our Prime Minister, has been thinking about, because this is about the safety of the workers. Safety of the workers across this construction segment where they are working, because most of the accident, 1/3 of the accident today happens when the large vehicles or heavy vehicles like dumpers, dozers, JCB vehicles, when they are working in reverse direction, where they are backing and in that direction, it hits the workers, because the workers are supposed to do their work behind the vehicle, not in front of the vehicle. Because if it is a digging of the soil, doing some construction work, it is always done behind the vehicle. And most of the times the driver misses out because of it is very difficult for driver also to be on constant watch. Finally, it is a human being. So this product is one of our ambitious product. We are investing into this product for last almost 1.5 years, because we want to make sure the accuracy of the prediction is very accurate, because predicting and human behavior is not so easy. I can give you one example. We found one of the use case where in metro construction, while we were watching the construction activity, suddenly one person came with a tiffin box in hand, and he was just so hungry that he was not looking at anything and just came behind the vehicle. Luckily, our cameras were able to predict, and even just by seeing the hand of the worker, it could detect there is a human being there, and immediately alerted the driver to apply brakes. So this is the kind of predictive system we are talking about, and this is something we are launching it for all the kind of construction sector, from the metro, for airport, to chemical, oil and gas, steel industry. And this is what is bring this at a very low cost, affordable cost, so that India can really become Atmanirbhar in 2000. And it is completely built in India. It's a Make in India kind of initiative. And the second product which we also built during this COVID time, the pandemic time, was for COVID-19. We created a product as a derivative product out of it, which is called COVID, which was again for the safety of the workers, employees. At the point of entry, we are using camera to screen the temperature, mask, all kind of masks, not just what traditional cameras is offering. We can detect helmet, we can detect glasses, we can detect the vest, we can detect boots. So essentially, it is all whether it is hospital, whether it is factory, it can detect all the also the essential PP gears needed for the employees or the staff to maintain the safety inside the premises. And then we do. It also has the capability of proximity or social distancing. It has got the capability to do look at the sanitation level in terms of how frequently the sanitation of the floor is happening and all such kind of things. So we have been building this product. Right now it is deployed in one of the US customers. We are also working with one customer in Australia, where we are trying to bring a complete COVID-19 response plan. That what happens, how do you manage your employees if some employees are getting infected with coronavirus, and some of the employees who came in touch with them. Now effectively it makes what it happens is your number of staff is reduced, specifically for hospitals where paramedics or nurses are very critical. So how do you going to manage them? So it is very important to have a real-time view of the employees' availability and manage your workload by distributing it among the available staff, right? So this is something which we have done it now. I'm trying to also take it to the India market because I believe this is something India also requires it. And COVID-19 is why it is one of the biggest pandemic of the century. And probably, but one more thing is there, it has taught us to become self-resilient and come up with innovative solution for future. So this is going to be the future of the product innovation. This is part of new India, and this is the start of what Narendra Modi was talking about, a digital India in true sense. I believe him, a leader like him, what he talks about, we all need to imbibe and drive this innovation towards the next century and make India one of the fastest growing economy in the world. And that's what I want to do it.
Okay, and amazing, sir. It is, a must requirement for every one of us to actually be vocal for local wala thing. Okay, so moving ahead, sir, I was eagerly waiting to know about your feelings on winning this Indian Achievers Award. I mean, how did you reacted when you actually got to know that you have been selected as an awardee for the same?
First of all, I couldn't believe, because when I saw this award, your team contacted me through LinkedIn, and that itself was a great achievement at that point of time, because we are still a startup. We are still making our inroads in this whole industry, competing with the larger players, specifically the MNC players. We are not just competing with Indian players, with the MNC. And I believe we still have another at least couple of years before we can really become get into that league of I would say mid-sized companies to larger companies. But we know that we'll be there one day. So someone recognizing us at this early stage definitely gives us immense proud and sense of feeling that we are on the right path. That's what I can talk about it. And when you recognized us for the nomination itself, I felt proud about it. And I felt, okay, you shortlisted us is a great thing, but getting into the award, I have no words. I thank your entire team and jury who has done the due diligence to figure it out that Livensense is the right company for this award. And I really thank from my heart, because it gives us recognition, not just in India and the India subcontinent, across global, because we are eventually a global company. I'm looking forward for the success and message to all our business community and in social media, to see how we can take this achievement and let everyone know that we have been recognized by Indian Achiever Award. Thank you once again for the award.
And I think you truly deserve this award, sir. Okay, so now, sir, kindly put some light on your social contribution.
Yeah, so social contribution, as I said, like one of my personal goal, and see the objective when I jumped into this venture as an entrepreneur, one of the key thing was that while I'm doing it for making a corporate organization, giving employment to hundreds of people or thousands of people tomorrow. The other key goal, which I have, as I've told earlier, I have taken as my personal objective, is safety as one of the objectives, specifically from India and emerging countries, because I believe human lives, every life we save, it contributes to our future of the growth of the country, growth of the economy. In fact, it is all about human being first. Probably COVID-19 has taught us back to understand what the human being and human values are, right? So that is what I am working on. For me, predictive safety is one of the biggest goal. With that product, we are already in that direction. So one of the things I talked about is the COVID-19. We are trying to do our bit as part of our social responsibility. In fact, we have been trying to offer this solution to textile companies, to garment companies who can't afford the solution, but there are a lot of workers working today, and they are all getting exposed to the risk of coronavirus. We are offering this solution at no cost, at zero cost to some of the companies. And we are telling them just use it, because it also helps us to get the solution improvised one benefit we see. But the second part is I also start seeing that it can help to reduce the risk for the employees and the workers working there. So we have been encouraging, and in fact, in this video message also, I'm encouraging if anybody needs this solution, we are giving at zero cost, only with a minimal cost for all the garment companies who are the small size garment companies as MSMS companies.
Okay, so Mr. Avnish, before concluding our lovely session, what piece of advice or message you would like to give to our today's generation, who wish to be an entrepreneur someday?
So one of the things which I learned, and I think that's the reality, is startup is not an easy game. When we start, probably I talked about, we started off this journey sipping cup of coffee and talking about the journey, excitement, what we'll do. That excitement is something which you'll never get because that's excitement doesn't come so easily, because that's what is your passion. That's what is the child inside you which comes out, to be very frank. And that is what you need to keep it until the company comes to a certain stage. It is not easy, because that's the first level of excitement that is really good. But when you start getting into it, you go through numerous challenges. The challenges in terms of finding the right talent, building the team, getting the funding for your venture, getting the first customer, and making the product launch to make it successful, meeting the expectation of the customer. Nothing is going to be easy journey. So while the first excitement is created, how you keep that excitement levels until that the product and the goal is achieved. And this is not just a one time, this is a continuously. Every time you make mistake, every time you find some gap, you have to learn, and you have to unlearn things and move on. So I will tell one message to everyone: when you are getting into it, be prepared for a long haul. Don't be prepared for short haul journey, number one. Number two, have persistence, have faith, and have trust that it will be successful. Finally, it is you who has created a vision, and your vision has to be percolated down to the lowest level. Even a staff in the cafeteria needs to have that vision. That's how important it is. Even the person who is doing a PMO activity in your company needs to have that vision. Even HR manager needs to have that vision. So you are the guy who are creating the vision. So the persistence, leadership, and endless effort is the key to the success of it. A third thing which is very important: if you believe, if you have dreams, pursue it, because the time will never come again. God has given only one chance and one life. Why don't you make out of it? Let's not worry about a stable job, a stable life, a stable money income. At the end of the day, everyone has got one life. Go for it and believe it. And I can tell you, you will be successful. This is what I can tell to all the young generation. You have enough talent. What you need is the talent and energy. That's all, nothing else. So go for it. Go and pursue your dreams. Don't look back. Don't think anything about it. Everything will happen. Journey is tough, but not impossible.
Amazing advice for all the people out there, I must say. Okay, so thank you so very much, Mr. Avnish, for being with us today. And it was such a lovely thing to talk to you. And I wish you all the very best for all your future endeavors, and may you continue to inspire us the way you are doing. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Varsha. Thanks. It was great talking to you. Looking forward for this, for your wishes, and looking forward for your support to make our journey successful. Thank you. Thank once again for the great recognition from your team and your organization. I thank for all the efforts you have put in to identify the right company for this award, and thanks very much for it. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.